Okay. So I am going to show you how to make belts for a lulav. And you should know that a lulav needs two belts. It needs a belt around the holder on the bottom just to hold things together. And it needs a belt around the top where the palm leaves spread out. Otherwise, when you shake it, those leaves fly all over the place and somebody's going to get hurt. So you put a belt up there, you put a belt down at the bottom. And I'm going to show you how to make one of those belts. Now the kind of belt it is, I don't know if this will come out in the movie or not, but it's a belt that works, it's called a double loop belt, and there are real belts like this. If you can ever find one, when whoever's watching this, if you're going to teach kids how to do this, if you can find a real belt like this, it might be helpful to sort of give them a big picture of what we're doing. It's a belt with two loops, if you can see my hand there. And the way you put the belt on is the belt feeds through under both loops, like that, and it comes around and goes over the top loop and under this one, and you pull it tight, and it locks that way. So, all right, let me go ahead and show how this is done with the actual, for the actual lulav. So you start with two palm leaf halves like this. Now normally a palm leaf is a double thing. So you'd see a palm leaf and you could open it up like this, and you can just split it apart. Splits easily by hand. You have these two halves and they look like this. They're a lot smaller than this, but this will be good so we can see what we're doing. And so what you do is you begin by holding the leaves. Let me do it like this so the two different colors show so you can better see what I'm doing. You hold the two leaves like that so they cross each other with a little bit extending above and to the side. And then you fold over the side like this, and you fold down the top like this. Now this region up here that we're forming, that's going to be the buckle. And this part down here, that will be the belt. And eventually, when we're done, there'll be this part sticking out, you just cut that off. But you begin, once you've done those folds, by taking this horizontal piece and folding it around 2.5 times. That's a half. Now you go all the way around again. That's 1.5. You go all the way around again. That's 2.5. Now normally these things, you'd still have a little bit sticking out here. But in this case, I guess it's short enough that you don't. So, all right, what we do then is we take the this belt, this bottom piece, we bring it around. Now I don't know, can you see what this looks like here with the camera? Are you able to see that? Yeah, so there's a sort of rounded spine here, and there are two wrappings. So I'm bringing it up like this, and I'm going to put it through these wrappings, but right over that spine. I'm not going to put it between the wrappings, but right under all the wrappings, like this. If you can see, just feed it through. Now, in order to make this work right with the real palm leaves, you have to not be pulling things too tight. If it's too tight, you're not going to be able to feed things through and kind of manipulate it the way I'm doing here. So you pull it through like that until it's somewhat snug, not real tight. And then if this little piece were sticking out to the side, you'd cut it off. And what you have now is a belt with a buckle. And now now we have to see, how do you actually put on this belt? How do you put it on the lulav? And what you do is you So all right, let's take a look at what we've got. We've got the buckle with cross pieces up here wrapped around and a vertical piece over here. You put this around the lulav, either at the bottom or the top, with this single piece facing in and these wrapped pieces facing out. You bring this belt part around, and again, you feed it underneath all these wrappings, right over that spine. So put it in like that. And what you're basically doing is you're feeding the belt underneath the two loops, like I said. Now you're going to bring it back around and put it over one loop and under the other, and that will lock it. So you pull it tight around the lulav. But see, if you just left it like that, it would work its way loose. So you need to lock it. And so what you do is, once you've pulled it tight, you bring it around again, and now you put it over one wrapping and under the other. So if you can see what I'm doing there. So this is a wire thing. It's a little hard to do, but the real lulav is easier. So I can't quite. Let's see. Oh, I'm stuck on tape here. Hang on a second. Let me fix that. This won't happen in the real case. It's getting... Well, all right, it's getting stuck on the tape inside. But the idea is you can see what I've done. I've taken the little, here, let me do it again. So I've taken the little end, it's underneath two folds, and I'm bringing it back over one fold and under the other. When you feed that through and pull it tight, that will lock the belt. Now when you do that in the real lulav, this piece that you fed through, that might still stick out a ways. These palm leaves are longer and thinner, relatively speaking, than this piece I'm working with here. So if it sticks out, you can just cut it off so that you have a nice, neat belt like that. And that's the story with lulav belts, or as the guy saying Forrest Gump, and that's all I know about lulav belts.